Hello everyone, it's Mr. Big T Anderson. So, I tried scheduling myself, and both times things came out of the woodwork and decided to win. No. You thought this was gonna happen. Oh, that's funny. Oh, the hilarity ensues. No. Not happening. So, we're just gonna see what we can do this month and see what happens. FF7, 8, and 9 will be the fanfics of the month. So hopefully you enjoy them. Obviously, these are ones I have hit before. The thing is, this is probably going to be one I will keep hitting. Granted, I won't do the same ones year after year. I will do different ones. I actually have them picked. It's just FF7 is very close to me, and the Final Fantasy series, I read them, hence I kind of get to pick my favorites. If you like certain ones, you can tell me. They will go into my, they will go into my thought process. So, but FF7, 8, and 9 also has a good amount of fanfiction game-wise. I think FF7 is second or third. And that's despite the game not coming out. When they get that done, hopefully they should do that. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting. So, obviously, we're going to begin with FF7. This is called Cloud's Cross-Dressing Revenge by Obsidians. Let's begin. Cloud looked at his cards while he sat with the Turks. He wasn't exactly friends with Reno and Rude, but rather enjoyed their company, and would join their poker night when he was in town. Rude would always have a spread of snacks that would make a caterer envious, and the contrast between the virtually silent Rude and the forever yammering Reno was entertainment unto itself. They would have a couple of drinks and just shoot the shit as men bonding, rather than ex-enemies. However, Reno loved to bug Cloud about one thing: his cross-dressing. And no matter how Cloud had told him it had been necessary at the time, Reno made it seem like Cloud had a drag act going on. It was necessary, Cloud protested to the new batch of jokes at his expense, aimed at him from the ginger-haired Turk. So if I were to take your pants down, you wouldn't be wearing any panties. Reno bugged him. Oh, of course not! Cloud protested as he collected his new cards from Rude, who was acting as the dealer. Cloud had Lady Luck smiling at him that evening and was on a roll. They didn't play for large amounts of cash, the limit was $20. It was meant to be a friendly game between old pals. Reno, one of these days you're gonna push him too far. I've always told you that mouth of yours will get you into trouble one day. Rude warned him as he shuffled the cards. Oh, come on, Cloud knows I'm just bugging him. Reno declared and dared to reach over and ruffle Cloud's spiky hair. Cloud ducked his head away and glared at Reno, though glowing Mako eyes wishing the cocky man buried in a shallow grave. He was that annoying sometimes. So, does Tifa let you raid her closet, or do you each have your own? Reno added with a snicker. Cloud just pursed his lips in annoyance at him and continued to win almost every pot, effectively trouncing their butts. I don't wear women's clothing. You and Tifa aren't really together after all this time. Is it that you prefer men? Rena asked him with his customary smirk. Don't go there. Cloud went rigid at the insult after Rude softly warned his obnoxious partner. Reno sometimes went too far. Way too far. You know, I would like to make a side bet between just you and me, Reno. If I win the next hand, it will be a silent bet and will not be revealed until I win. It's nothing life-threatening, he assured him. Do you have the guts to accept it? Cloud taunted him, matching Reno's smirk with one of his own. I don't got a kissy or nothing. Nothing sexual. Then bring it on. I win. She looks so lovely after her makeover. the shopkeeper said in a falsetto that was almost feminine, as she drew the curtain aside and revealed the newly transformed Reno to them. She stood before them, wearing a dress that could never fathom any woman without looking tacky. It was the classic red sequin gown, but with fine sequins and not tacky in the least. From their vantage point, they could make out fine body mesh holding the plunging V sweetheart neckline of the strapless red gown, and it held up a pair of very convincing falsies. The dress hugged every curve of her and terminated in a mermaid flare. It was full length and beautiful in her slender form. She wore glittering stacked heels, and she stood awkwardly in that were mercifully not too high. Her former unruly hair had been pulled back and woven into a soft braid in the back of her head, save for some soft tendrils at the sides of her head that softly framed her beautiful face. Her usual ponytail had been fastened into a bun in the back. Her eyes had been outlined in black, tastefully done, enhancing the natural slant, and her red lipstick matched the twin crescent tattoos of her high cheekbones. Her cheeks were red, but not from blush, but from her actual blushes, and her lips pouted in anger as she glared at Cloud. In place of her normal gold hoops were a pair of sparkling red chandelier earrings that almost brushed her broad, muscular shoulders, and a glittering choker obscured her Adam's apple. Slender fingers were topped with scarlet nail polish that matched the rest of her outfit and held a clutch that matched her outfit completely. Rude face-palmed his head in one large brown hand and then slid it down to his mouth to obscure his snickers. I told you that mouth of yours would get you into trouble one day, he observed to his partner with such mirth in his voice that Reno's blush deepened. I think you look just lovely, Miss Renetta, Cloud said with his hands on his hips as he examined the embarrassed man. He wore a classic formal black and white tuxedo. Then, without warning, he bent and flipped Reno's skirt up and peered to see the panties and matching garter belt, red of course, that held up black stockings. What the hell are you doing? Reno demanded, thrusting his skirt back down. Aerith was right. The right panties really do tie the outfit together. Shall we? I made us dinner reservations, he said, offering the taller woman his arm. You expect me to go out in public like this? Reno demanded. I do. And you look really convincing. You look far better than I ever did. Why, I could swear that you're an actual girl. And if I didn't know the truth, just make sure you talk in a more feminine voice. A bet's a bet. And you lost. Surely you're a man of your honor. Cloud teased him, and Reno reluctantly took his arm. Besides, you're safe with me. I'm only going as your escort. I'm not into men, so your virtue's safe. I'll protect you, deliver you to your door afterwards, without demanding so much as a kiss. I'm a man of honor too, after all. Well, deliver you once we hit a drag bar to two, or at least two, so I can at least show you off. They're having prom night at Hags and Heels, so we can get our picture taken. Cloud cooed at Reno. Picture? I never agreed. I want a copy for the office Christmas party, Rude told him. I'll send you my bill, Larry or Tanya, Cloud's neighbor, called after him. Tanya was a lifestyle transsexual and ran a shop that provided makeovers from men into women, hence how Cloud knew where to take Reno. Shoulders back, take mincing steps. Ladies, don't slouch. Cloud lectured the flame-cheeked Reno as he escorted him to the awaiting taxi, and hours later, Cloud returned home, with glitter confetti stuck in the fold of his tux. After dropping Reno at his door unmolested, well, except for a few fanny pats he'd received with an indignant yelp of protest to each while Cloud was in the washroom. Tifa laughed as Cloud told her of the adventures and showed her the picture from where they were voted king and queen of the prom, and Cloud smiled where he wore his crown with pride, where it was huge and natural, as his arm was wrapped around his quote-unquote date's waist. Whereas Reno's smile was more uncomfortable and sickly looking as he wore his tiara and held a bouquet of roses. Oh, what a beauty. And Reno doesn't look so bad either, Tifa commented as she got changed for bed. Are you sure you really need that nightgown tonight? Cloud said as he carefully hung up the rented tux and stood before her in boxers. And she giggled as she dropped back into the drawer. before slipping back into bed as bare as the day she was born. The occupants of the other double bed normally there were spending the weekend at Barrett's, so they took full advantage of this. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, don't make a bet you can't cash. What's funny, actually, I've had in stagecraft, actually had to walk in heels. All boys had to walk in heels, and actually, yeah, that's a story for another time, but let's just say I'm good at disguises. Let's leave it at that. In any case, that's one of the funny things. I can actually, I know people like Reno and Rude, so to me, I can see it's like, yeah, that would happen. Don't do that. Don't do that. And Reno going too far? Yes, this happens. And guys who read fanfiction, you know a friend. It's like, you say something too far and you're just like, oh, jeez, why? It's just like, back me up, guys. Like, back you up. No, you got yourself into this situation. You can get yourself out of this situation. You screwed up on every level. Good job. So, if you enjoyed it, links down below. I also, if I could find enough pictures, I will have art to accompany each of these slides, and the artist link will be down below as well. That it may look a little different between stories, so that's the reason why. I would suggest you go check them out. And with that, have a good one. Ta-ta for now.